Bob Davis with Strength of America. First, I want to thank you guys all, the Arizona Health Physical Education, but also our PE teachers, our coaches, and parents that came to the clinics the last 2 weekends. Campo Verde this last Saturday, and then the Saturday before over at Chandler Prep. I want to give this highlight to you on knee injuries, this part of the component we talked about at both clinics, to help break down some of the things that I know there was a lot of stuff I threw at you. Bobby and I were out, but we want to make sure you hit the fundamentals and can remember the little things that truly will make a difference when you go back to work with your kids. So watch here as we go. And at the very end, I've got something special for you as well, just as a thank you for you guys. All right, basic foundation for you. If you're wanting to cut down on knee injuries and really the mechanics of movement, giving them increased power and speed, we got to start with the basics. And what we're looking at for you is our squats. And that's whether it's body weight or you're putting them under the rack, doesn't matter at all. You're trying to make sure your heels are just outside the hips, your toes are slightly out, but wherever your toes are, whether they're forward, slightly out, or way out, that's the way the knees go. The knees will always follow the direction of the toes. So if I'm way out, that's exactly where I need to be, depending on what you're trying to target. My adductor is a little more quad, a little bit more in the glutes, but everything is always centered on follow that direction. Now, in saying that, we've got to make sure also while they squat, remember, we don't want the heels to come off. If the heels come off, they start shooting the knees way forward. Ton of quad work. We're doing very little back here in the glutes, and we're just putting a ton of stress in the knees. So your athlete that squats and can't keep those heels down without tipping backwards, their Achilles tendon and that heel is way too tight. So we've got to do some things like foot on a block and do their lean, the runner stretch to get that quad, that Achilles really loosened up. It could be our mobility on the knee, rolling forward to get that. That's some of the other videos we put together. But movement is key on where that squat is. So as they squat, hips are back. If you notice, whether you're watching front or behind, a knee starts to roll in and that foot starts to roll on the big toe, just tap them on that side, telling them knees out. So they've got to stay out centered. Also, you can tell them if they have a hard time keeping that position, put pressure more on the little toe side. We're not all the way out, but if they're excessive on the big toe, they've got to put a little bit more to even it out. That'll help keep the alignment as well. So you train your spotters, if you're in the weight room situation, to not just primarily be there to help pick them up off the rack if they're getting too heavy and they can't handle it. That's what the safety bars are for. If they get down too low, they can't do it and collapse, big deal. The rack grabs it. But if you can train your kids that are spotting to watch the mechanics of where the heels are, if they're going in or back or up, and they start fixing it, now you've got a lot more eyes watching. It's going to be a lot safer for them. And those kids learning to spot correctly are going to be better squatters as well. So they'll start picking that system up quite a bit. Now you've taught them how to squat, but now we're going to watch in the movement. This is where our ACL and our knee problems happen, is movement, not just stationary. So in their squat position, we've got that down. We're going to teach them to jump as high as they can and land in the squat. We're trying to see when they push, come way up and land, we're landing hips back centered, so we're flat on that feet. If they tend to land straight-legged or that knee shoots out, that's where a lot of the shredding occurs with that ACL. The other problem is when they either take off or land, that knee buckles. So we want to make sure that they're always thinking here, not jump, because they have a tendency to roll. They just push, create power. They're going to get maximum height on that, and we're going to protect the knees a lot more. Then we did your snap down where we put it all together. Well, we snap down hard to try and see, are they controlling the melon or are they dropping it down too much? So they get hips back. Here's my stationary point where I need to be, and then have them hold it 1 second or 2 seconds. You tell them come back up, because they'll get in the habit of come down, then they just stand right back up. We want them always to decelerate, they move, to stick it, hold it. Then they can move into movement at patterns after that point, but always body control first. When they've got that pause, then we go into the snap down without the pause, the reactive. They hit pockets, explode, and back down. So you'll see some little mistakes that happen with a squat, then you fix it. They squat down, pause, and explode. They'll have some little movement, but they'll not too bad. But when they go really explode, move quickly between the movement, those little bad habits become bigger habits, and that's when things end up ripping. So hope that makes sense, and that puts some of the things we talked about. I know there was a lot more, but at least the basics for you to get in. Our website down there, you can have an email. You can ask any questions anytime, the SOA podcast at gmail.com. All right there for you anytime. We're also going to have information for you on our Strength of America experience. That's where we'll come out to your school, your club, or league, and we do a 3-hour hands-on coaches clinic based on what your coaches at your facility need to have. If it's weight room time, speed, agility, nutrition, the works, we got it. If you don't have a weight room, we won't put that in. We'll just work the other components. You get a little more time there. Then we'll feed you lunch. Then we have a 2-hour hands-on clinic for your kids. Then we have your kids come out to that clinic. Then you get to see how we do rotations, more drills, how they do the cues and try and we could fix those mechanics so they can increase performance and keep them healthier. So whatever we can do to help, we can do that clinic. We'd love to do it. And if not or can't do it, no problem. We'll be help you with anything we can. Now, we'll also have our information down below. You can take a look at all the description, our Instagram page, our Facebook and YouTube, where we've got regular free videos out all the time. And as a thank you for being a part with Arizona Health Physical Education, being a part of these clinics, our Strength of America family, we're going to have this through Sunday coming up, which is, I want to say, the 5th, to the 25th. You'll be able to log on. We'll have a link there for our ACL injury prevention program. We've had a lot of great feedback from coaches that are already in this program and getting back from it. But as a thank you to you guys, we're doing 50% off for you. So all you have to type in where it says at the bottom your name, your email, and it says have a coupon, click have a coupon, and then go ahead and put SOA Strong, like you see on the screen right here. You can do that through Sunday and still take advantage of that, and we'll give you 50% off of that product, okay? As a thank you for you guys and all you're trying to do for your kids. Anything else we can do to help, please holler at us, let us know, and we'll be there to help you out. All right, thanks a lot. Take care, and thanks for all you do for the kids here in Arizona.